Hey everyone! Waiting for a few seconds because it always likes to cut me off. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. Alright. I think it's long enough. Okay, so hello everyone and welcome back to another Dolly video. What's that cat doing? Being a freak. Yes, another Dolly video. This is just a normal Dolly video. I know it's live. I will be coming back on later tonight and a few after this video to do my late night Dolly chats. So keep an eye out for that. And to all new people who are watching my video who have never seen my channel, please go explore. And don't forget to hit that comment, rate, like, and subscribe button and the little bell notification wherever it may be, so you know when I'm going live with more Dolly videos. But yeah, so this video, if you saw the title of it, is very obvious. It's a how-to number 2, or part 2, on how to repair your tiny chatties. And this one I just got for Christmas. I've had a lot of people asking me how to open one up because they want to repair it or replace the O-ring or the, whatever inside. And yeah, so this is the video for you if you want to learn how. And I'm going to show you. So this doll I just got for Christmas this year. And I know I still have to do my Christmas video. It's in the works. It's been a process. But it is coming very soon. So also keep an eye out for that one as well. But yeah, so repairing your tiny chatty, it's... For me, anyway, I've done it so many times, I could probably do it in my sleep. But for the newbies, the ones who have not yet attempted it yet, this is the video you want to watch because I'll show you how. So obviously you have your doll, and this one is a tiny chatty brother who obviously has seen better days. I have a feeling he wasn't used much because his facial coloring is pretty on point. I have not done anything with him, so I haven't like cleaned him or washed his face or even opened him. I haven't even removed his outfit to see if he's been previously opened because he still talks. And if this is the original O-ring, unopened body, never repaired, I will be very surprised. But yeah, so your tiny chatty. Obviously, you're getting inside of the body, so you're going to want to remove any clothing they may have, which I will do. And yeah, you can just set that clothing off to the side because you might be putting it on back on later, or you might wash it, whatever you want to do with it. So let's get this outfit off of him. And he has apparently a makeshift diaper on. Okay, so he may have, I think he was previously repaired. Because there is signs, and you probably can't see it, but right there's a little crack, and then some more up here. His shoulder seams look alright. Get this off. There is glue marks. I don't know if those are from the factory. They could be, but alright. Oh, there is a crack up there on his shoulder. So I think he may have been previously repaired. I'm not sure. But, okay, so you have your clothes off your doll. So now you're going to have to remove his head, or her head, whatever doll you're working on. Oh, I didn't even mention that. The tools you're going to need to do this repair, what you are going to need is a hairdryer of any kind to remove the head, and then some grease, some Q-tips, and depending on if the record is black or not, you will need some 91% ice-proof. And lucky for me, like I said, this guy still talks, but he growls. He has that annoying growling sound when he needs new grease. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Yeah, if you could hear that growling noise at the end. He's a growler. So he needs some new grease. I don't have to give him new O-ring, hopefully. We'll find out after I put new grease on him. But all right, so you're gonna want to remove this head, and these heads are usually very, very hard plastic, unless they are made with a softer vinyl, so then you can easily just pop it right off. But this guy has a hard face, so we need to heat up his neck down here so that we can remove his head. And try not to melt his hair in the process. Okay. So, if there's anyone using headphones, I advise you take them out for the moment, or I don't know. But headphone users, beware. Okay. So I'm just heating up underneath his neck here. Trying not to aim it in the direction of his hair. So that's pretty pliable. And then you just kind of pull it back. It takes a lot of force. Okay, got his head off. And now I'm just going to reheat this so that it's not all wacky looking. Okay. Alright, so we got his head off. And now what I do is I'll take his arms, and with each seam, I will, like his arms, I'll put them like this. And then I'll just gently pull his limbs outward. And hopefully this will very easily, yeah, he's been, if you can see where it's starting to turn white right there, that's where that previous crack it was. So he's been opened before and chemically sealed. Oh, okay, there goes one seam. And then we do the other side. Like I said, slowly pulling this limb outwards until you pop that seam right there. And then do the same thing for the seams down here. Just put his arm down and kind of pull it outwards. Okay, here goes that side. This guy is cracking very, very easily and nicely. Very happy with that. Okay. Okay. So that bottom half's not wanting to crack. So if I have a seam, like this one, where I use the arm and it only cracks about halfway, I'll point the leg upwards like this, and then kind of just do the same thing and kind of pull outwards. And it'll pop that seam the rest of the way. Okay, and then that one cracked all the way. And so now we just need this one. Oh, there it goes. This guy cracked just about almost perfect. I am very happy with that. Okay. So now, I know it's going to be really hard to get this seam up here. So what you have to do after you crack the shoulder seams is take this and just kind of very gently, because sometimes this plastic will want to start cracking like right along here, along the neckline, and you don't want that. Okay, so you're just going to slide that upwards like that until that pops off of there. So that is how you open the body. This is what the inside looks like with the speaker. And then this is all the mechanics. Ooh, look how clean that record is. And that is a black record. So the only thing you ever want to use on a black Chatty record when you're cleaning it is the 91% isopropyl. Anything like acetone or acetone related, that stuff is way too strong for these black records, and it will just melt them into nothing. And your voice will completely disappear. So now what you do is you remove your limbs, set those to the side, and this record is not too dirty. And that makes me very, very happy. This grease is, yeah, that's pretty thick. So I'm assuming maybe this guy was repaired way back when and hasn't been since. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't see any kind of glue or anything on the little post down here. So that's a good sign. Okay, now that you have this like this, what I'm going to do, you don't have to do it in this order. If you want, you can skip past this. But I like to clean the records before I get this housing off. So I'm going to do that real quick. And to do that, what you need is, like I said, your 91% isopropyl and some Q-tips. And what you do is you take your Q-tip and dip it in your alcohol, and then you pull the string and let the Q-tip run along the grooves as if it's the needle. So it'll look something like this. Like that. And then your Q-tip will come off. It'll get all the dirt off, and your Q-tip comes off black. And I do that a couple times just to make sure I get all this dirt off. And then I'll flip it around to the dry side and run it along there and dry it off. And then I'll repeat this process until the Q-tip comes off clean. And that was drying it, and it's still coming off super dark. But already, you can see how good the reflection of my ring light is in his record, which is exactly what you want. So, I'm going to do that a couple times, and I know the growling is super annoying. Ah, he didn't do it that time. Ooh, he got some rust. You can see right down in here where his record was sitting, where his string wasn't pulled for a while. His spring coil down in there is very, very rusty, which is pretty common for these dolls, honestly. Okay, so I'm going to dip this in here again. And I'm just going to keep cleaning this record until I do this and no dirt comes off whatsoever. And then you know that your record is cleaned. And this one came just about clean, almost. And then there, right there, is that rust spot. So I'm going to stay focused on the bottom here and see if I can't clean that rust. Oh, wow. All right, now flip that around and dry your record off. Alright, so I'll do that one more time, because it was coming pretty clean until I got that rust spot. So, and if anyone wants to know or is wondering, the 91% isopropyl does not hurt the record. It's just the same as the colored records. If you repair Chatties, there's some that have like white records or orange records, yellow records. And on those colored ones, you can use acetone and other stuff that's stronger than isopropyl. And it will clean it without damaging it. And it'll get it all nice and pretty and shiny. And this one, just drying it, is coming off pretty clean. So now, what I'm going to do is, I like to pull this needle upwards, kind of like this, and set it on that post right there. And then I'll take my Q-tip and clean that needle, because I'm sure it's very, very dirty. Just like that. And then I'll just lift that carefully right off of there, set it on the record, and that was I Hungry. So let's see what else you can say. So that was Crying. That was Hi Dada. But yeah, so now we have, look how good that reflection of my ring light is. You can see every single LED light. That's so crazy. And that is exactly what you want. Because if you don't clean these records when you open and repair them, all that dirt and dust just stays on there, and then your needle is running over it, and it's damaging not only your record, but your needle as well. So if you ever make a Chatty repair or anything with a record, you definitely want to make sure to clean the record and the needle, just so everything stays running and moving as it should for the next few years, or however long it talks. But yeah, so like I said, this one's O-ring is still pretty good. So I'm going to try maybe just putting a little grease on these two guys right here, because this down here is the governor. If you can see that down there, that's like you can see it spinning down there. That's like the speed control. But yeah, so I'm going to put a little grease on there. And if that doesn't help, then I will have to, I'm still going to take the housing off to show you guys. But I didn't want, okay. I just dipped that in the alcohol. I'm not going to clean grease with alcohol. I can, but that's not going to help. Alright, so I can't find my other grease, my other tub of grease, but this is what I'm using. I've used it on a couple of my Christmas dolls, my motionettes, and it didn't work too well. But it does work pretty well on these old Chatty dolls. So I'm just going to put a little grease right there and up in there, like so, and kind of wriggle that around. And let's see. So that did seem to work, but let's put the front on and see how he does. See how he sounds with a nice, fresh, clean record. Wow, he's loud. R.I.P. headphone users. Bam.
I love you.
How crisp and nice his voice sounds. Go for walk. All the emphasis in those phrases.
You're nice. I love you.
There's a hair in there.
I sat down.
All right. So now after testing, I like to take the plunger here and clean off all that old grease and clean all this dirt here off of the speaker, just so nothing falls off onto the record. And then I'll put some new grease on there. Okay. Actually, I would not recommend using your finger, but I can't find the towel that I usually use. All right, so now your little plunger here, this is what sits on the needle. That's nice and clean, so you want to put some grease on there. And I don't know where that one Q-tip went, so you just get your grease here, get a little bit on there, and just slap some of that right there on the plunger. Just like that. All right. And then there's a big fat hair right there. All right. All right, now all right, one more.
I love you.
So that is how he sounds. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pop this housing off, depending on if I can get any of these little tabs out without breaking them all. Because if you can see, this one right here, there's a lot of tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you want to try and get them out without breaking them, because then if they all break, then you have to either use a rubber band or super glue to glue it back into place. But sometimes I get lucky. Okay, so what I do is I use a flathead screwdriver to reach under here and kind of gently pry these little pieces out of place here. So we'll see how lucky I get with a few of them. Oh, cool. Saved one. Oh, so we got one saved. Okay. Alright, I'm going to try and get this one over here. Getting this one over here is kind of tricky because the record's right there. So you don't want your screwdriver to slip and potentially scratch your record. Oh. Got 2 saved. All right, cool. Let's try this one. Oh, nope, that one broke. All right, so we got 2 saved, which is good. We don't need glue to hold it back into place, which is very, very good. All right, now I'm going to try and get these 2 up here, the last 2. Nope, that one broke. Oh, sometimes they can be rather difficult. There we go. Okay. Okay, so we saved 2 of them, which is better than nothing. All right, but when you get that, you want to pull this string all the way out, hold your clutch with your thumb, and then you should be able to quite easily, if they didn't get pushed back into place. Okay. There we go. All right, and then this will lift right off like that, exposing your record and your governor down there. And now what I do is I'll take my governor off here, like that. And then this still has some, no, well, no, that's fine. That should be fine, yeah. Okay. But I would take the governor out and take the record out while holding the spring and put new grease on the little parts down in there because they spin. But those ones seem fine. So I'm going to leave those, and then I'm going to grab my O-ring back out. Hopefully without losing our spring here. Okay. This O-ring is a bit loose, but I mean, you guys saw he talks at a very perfect speed. So I'm assuming that he has never been repaired. And then we'll just pop that back there into place. All right, now I still see some dirt on the record, so I'm going to clean it once more. Now. And then I'm going to try and put a little bit of oil down in this clutch here. And this is still coming off dirty. That's probably from the spring, some dust. All right. And if you heard that little squeak there, that's usually how you know that your record is clean, but this is still coming off pretty dirty. That's why. It's from his spring. It's just dust from his spring. But that's alright. Alright. But yeah, you can see the reflection of this my ring light in there just about perfectly. Nice and shiny record. Perfect. Alright, now I didn't bring any over here, did I? I don't think I did. Alright, I'm going to put a little bit of oil down in this bearing here because the string, as you've seen, is it's not hard to pull, but it's like very sticky. So, I don't think I have any of my oil over here. I don't. So we're going to take a little adventure. Alright. I know I saw a comment. No, Jack, you have not missed it. This is just one of my normal videos. But after I finish this video, I am coming back to do a late night dolly chat. So stay tuned for that. Oh, there's my other thing of grease. Go figure. Okay, here's our oil. And I'm just putting an itty bitty teeny tiny bit. Just like not even a drop down on the clutch. Because you don't want to put too much, because it will go through to the bottom and kind of pool, I guess. And then when your record spins, it will spin it out onto the record. Ooh, which is not what you want. Okay. So, a little teeny tiny bit. There we go. And that oh, yes. It is definitely, see, I can pull that string much easier now. All right. All right. Cool. So that is how you do that. So let's put all his limbs on and see how he sounds. All right. So let's see how our new little boy sounds, shall we? He is very loud. He sounds very good.
Go for a walk. Hi, Mommy. I love you. Go for a walk.
I love it.
You're nice. Hi, Bubba. Go for a walk.
But yeah, so that is how you repair your little tiny chatties. And of course, after you're finished, you would put his head back on. But this one I'm going to be cleaning up and whatnot. I've never heard them say that. This is the tiny chatty brother. He has the part line along the side of his head. So all that part line there, instead of up here on top in the back like a tiny chatty baby would. The tiny chatty brother says different things than the tiny chatty baby. But yeah, this is the tiny chatty brother.
Hi, Mommy. I sat down. You're nice. I sat down.
But yeah, so the tiny chatty brother does say he has different phrases than the tiny chatty baby, but he does still laugh and cry, as you've heard, just like the tiny chatty baby. Same noise, same voice, same phrase. But his phrases are a little different than the tiny chatty baby. And I see a lot of people post pictures of the tiny chatty brothers. But like I said, this part line right here on the side of his head, that is how you indicate if it is a tiny chatty brother, is this little part line right there. Because he has a side part, and the tiny chatty babies have a part line up here in the center back of their head, and their hair goes forward. His hair goes to the side. But yeah. And this one has very, very good coloring. So I'm very happy about that. But yeah, so that is how you repair your little tiny chatties and clean their records and get them a new O-ring if they need it.
I'm hungry.
Me too, buddy. But yeah, so that is that video. I hope it was very informative and it helped you. And if it did, don't forget to like, comment, rate, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification wherever it may be, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, so that's about it for this video. For those who want to see, I will be going live very shortly after I finish this video. So I'd say probably like 20-30 minutes, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later in the late night dolly chat. Adios.